Aloha friends, I am just getting my car ready with this is actually called my kayak car. I got my kayak on here and I got my new bike on here because just about, I don't know, a couple times a week, I like to kayak a beautiful river where I'm at. If you know it, don't comment below what it is. But I'm gonna go to the end of the river, drop my bike off, lock it up good, and then drive to the top of the river, take my kayak down, and then once I get to the bottom of the river, ride my bike back to my car, and then the car goes back and picks up the kayak, and then we drive home. So I'm really excited to show you how beautiful this day is. It's like the perfect nature girl day, so I'm excited tomorrow. Good morning, friends. The sun has not even come up yet. I already have my bike all locked up, my Vel Trick. You got to check out this bike. It's like super cool. But I'll show you that more when I'm riding it home. Now we have to go to the top to jump into the river. So now I'm just driving to the start of the river, which is about 15 minutes from where I dropped my bike off. And now, time to kayak. Here it is, a beautiful river. There's a lot of limestone cliffs. This is why once you're in, you are in for at least a 3-hour ride. Could be longer if you stop and enjoy the views. Totally worth it. So here there are even walking trails. I'm still in town. The first maybe half a mile is, it's hard to paddle and hold the phone at the same time. Yikes, sorry guys. But this sign right over here, the yellow one, it says no cell phone service, and the next stop is like 3 hours. So just be aware there's no cell phone service for someone to save you, and it's not always an easy ride. And you can see that it's a Class A trout stream, so there's fishermen all the time. Woo! There are a lot of storms in this area, so sometimes there's trees that are falling. You just have to be ready for them. You sometimes have to portage around them. And I was saying earlier, you hear that? That's a deer. Anyway, what I was saying earlier, this river is not all easy like this. There are rapids, and I've seen people tip. I've lost a phone in here. I'm sure a lot of people have, but just be careful, know what you're doing. I don't really bring out my phone during the rapids because I don't want to lose it again. So it's beautiful though. And when I saw the fishermen, there was a lady that was running over on the side. Her name's Jen, and she adopted a little boy from Ethiopia. And I went to go visit them before we adopted the boys. And we just talked about life and struggles with parenthood and all the things and how great adoption is. So very grateful for you, Jen, if you watch this. Love ya. So I'm trying to not take too much time on the river getting down because before I left, it did say that there's thunderstorms coming, and let me tell you, I have gotten stuck on the river when there was a thunderstorm. It was actually Micah's second birthday. So legally we adopted them in Ethiopia's eyes, but the United States wouldn't let us bring the boys home. And so we had to leave them in Ethiopia. They said, oh, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, you can come back. But we didn't have a visa to stay. And so we waited and waited. And this was in May when we had to leave them. And then it was November. They finally let us pick them up. So 6 months went by, and the sun's bright. So it was on Micah's birthday. I was going to go kayaking no matter what, because it's kind of just like my happy place, and I just wanted to think about him and not be bothered by people because I was just depressed. And I knew a thunderstorm was coming, and sure enough, it was just terrible. I ended up flipping my kayak. I lost my paddle. I had to walk all the way back to town in a bathing suit. And the only person I knew in town was Lori, who owns Lori's Day Spa. Thank you, Lori. I felt so like a drowned rat in my swimming suit going to the spa where all these women are beautiful, getting their hair done. And Lori drove me home, but her husband's truck, the windshield wipers weren't working. So we're like out there like with our hands trying to get home. It was just chaos. So anyway, I don't want to get stuck in a thunderstorm again. You probably understand. So I'm going to speed up and get going. Okay, we made it. We also have Greece, Santorini, Greece in May, which I'm super excited about. We have Croatia coming up. But if you have extreme wanderlust and you want to explore the world with me, basically it's a phone consult on steroids, because you get to hang out with me 24/7 for a week. And yeah, it's way better than a phone consult because you really learn everything in that week. So check that out. I'll have the links below for the adventures. And if you have a suggestion on where I should plan one, comment below on where I should plan my next one. Now, a lot of people think that I'm totally crazy for doing things like this by myself. Sometimes it's totally dark out when I go. But when I just got my license, my parents, they knew I was crazy, but I would go camping. I would drive about 4 hours to Devil's Lake with my dog Tiva, who is a beautiful golden retriever. And yeah, I would go camping all by myself. And I did all those types of adventures just by myself because I don't know. I have extreme wanderlust. That's what we should say. Anybody else have extreme wanderlust? Because if you do, I have adventures for you too. I want to see everything in the world. So I have been asked to be like the keynote host for these retreats. I don't plan them. It's not my business to do that. But I teach you everything you need to know about health, about keto, about carnivore. I don't judge anybody for what they want to eat on vacation. I don't care at all. I'm not a judgy person. If you bring a friend that's not keto or carnivore, that's okay. But if you want to be eating carnivore or keto, that's okay, because I make sure that you have the most delicious food at your fingertips, no matter where we are. Sorry, the sun is really bright. But Costa Rica in January, awesome. I'm so super excited. I love all the people there. We have Vietnam in March. Super excited about that. It's the most beautiful place, most affordable place to travel. I'm gonna get stuck in the thing. I'm gonna get past this waterfall. So this is the Weeping Wall. It's huge, and all over the place, water is seeping through the cracks, the rocks. You can just see it. Here's a nice one right there. This is a natural spring-fed river, and that's why it's always very cold no matter when you come, but it's super beautiful. I am so grateful to have my Vel Trick e-bike, because this hill is very, very steep. It may not look like it now, but to get up this bike on a non-e-bike the struggle is real, people. But all I have to do is hit this throttle. I can go way up this hill really fast, like nothing. I love it. Okay, we made it back to the car. Took me about, 30 minutes to bike back. But it was a beautiful ride. I just love this bike so much. And if you want to get your own Vel Trick, they have beautiful colors like this: red, black, white. I'll have the link below. Really, check it out. This is the best e-bike I've ever had. Whew. Just lifted the kayak on the car, got the bike on, and now we're gonna go home and enjoy the rest of the day. Probably have some lunch and play games with the kids outside, and maybe go on a bike ride with everybody, because I love to ride my bike. Hi, Bella. Hi, Miss Bella. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out KetoMaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.